Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
We're back. It feels like it's been a month, but it's only been a week. But boy, has it felt like a month.
I have been working so much.
Yeah.
That I don't understand what time is anymore.
I feel that.
I've worked every weekend for 2 months.
Yeah.
So I've not had, besides the hurricane.
Yeah.
I have been working every single day, which is gross. I don't like it. And it has completely warped my sense of time, my sense of reality. Like, I had a fever dream last night.
Really? Well, I mean, really?
That, like,
yeah.
I had a fever dream that it was like 2020, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Time doesn't exist right now. Time's all over the place. Nothing really makes all the sense.
Nothing lasts forever.
Mostly time, I would say. I don't know. Like, oh, hey, look, there we are.
There we are. Look at that.
I mean, it's already November.
It is November. I made a reference that was relevant and on point without actually knowing what the fuck I was talking about.
Really?
That's America.
That's America. Blakey says we froze. Are we frozen?
Are we frozen?
Did we freeze? Am I not here? Can you hear me?
Can you
Hello?
hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Oh,
never mind. Okay, well, you know what? Hey, see, that right there, that is a moderator who cares about the work.
That's right.
A lot of our moderators here, we have like 5 of them, and one of them lives in your house, the other one lives in my house.
Yeah.
So it's like, but they all do a really good job.
They're wonderful.
They're wonderful. Wonderful people. We need, like, more streams need to have just moderators that are just like, hey, you're doing great.
You're doing great.
You know?
Yeah. More positive talk.
More positive. I mean, hang on 1 sec. I fucking.
What are you doing there, pal?
I velcroed the cord onto my hand because I thought I was being
professional,
and it turns out, what is going on? What? I am falling apart.
Well, so is the world. So, like, here we are, Juggernaut.
Yeah, more positive talk with people.
Yeah.
Productive talk. I don't give a shit about being positive anymore.
Well, there are things you can do in your life, to make more positive talk a regular thing. You wake up in the morning.
I do.
Like everybody else.
Yeah.
You sashay to the bathroom every morning, I assume.
I do. I kind of lumber.
Sure, right?
And
you look in the mirror.
Yeah. Well, it's dark, so I don't really see myself.
Sure. I mean, you don't see color. I get it. And you should look in the mirror every morning.
Yeah.
And you should say, look at that sexy motherfucker.
Dude, oh, can I tell you I had an epiphany the other day?
You had an epiphany? All right.
About being a sexy motherfucker?
Okay, shaking that
ass. I forgot, like, how it sparked. But I feel like I was watching something where... Oh, you know what it was? Oh, shit. Okay. I watched The Substance.
The Substance?
Which I think that's a movie you and Blakely would enjoy.
I mean, it sounds like it from the title.
I gotta turn my light on.
Oh, look at you.
I'm fading out. It is wild. It is, without getting too into it, okay?
Okay.
It's a horror movie.
Oh, it's a horror movie. Okay.
It is a horror. It is a horror movie, It's not like a stabby horror movie.
Sure.
It's what they refer to as body horror.
Pardon?
So there's like a lot of grotesque sort of like body.
It's like Saw.
Not even like Saw, really. But it's like the horror is more focused on the body than like a tense situation, something like that.
Like what was it, Christian Bale in that fucking movie?
Oh, and The Machinist.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could kind of throw that in there. But yeah, the gist of the movie is, do you want to be your better younger self? Because it's all about like Demi Moore who's, you know, an older actress now.
Sure.
In the movie, she is yeah, Bergman's got it, Cronenberg style.
Mm.
Um, you know, she is getting older and she gets fired from her show because she's too old.
Okay.
And there is this black market substance
Mm.
that allows you to be a more perfect younger version of yourself.
Okay.
And it really explores that sort of mentality and that sort of thinking. I won't go any further than that.
Okay. All right.
Highly recommend the movie.
All right. I'll have to check it
It is.
out.
It's wild.
Put that one on the list.
Absolutely
Mhm.
wild. So I watched that and I was thinking, I was like, like I am older now. I'm 35.
Bit. Yeah.
And I feel like, we're starting to get to that age where we're like, we are older, we're looking older.
Mhm.
And, you think about 20 years down the road and you're like, oh, what am I going to be like then? And I realized something.
Mm.
As a lot of people, I feel like around this age start going, oh, I wish I was my younger self, or I wish I looked as good as I did when I was younger.
Sure.
Me, though, like, I'm going to be a sexy old dude.
Oh, all right. Right on.
Like, I am so looking forward to that.
Probably worth the movie free trial.
I will say this. Yes, because it's only available through Mubi.
Okay.
However, get the trial through Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Because you're going to have a better experience with the stream. Because I started a free trial directly on the Mubi app. Played like shit. Started a trial on Amazon Prime. Worked great. So Amazon Prime that shit. But I was thinking about, like get the idea of getting older. And I was like, I'm going to be a sexy ass old dude. I was like, I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you ever like see pictures of your younger self.
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
all the time. Like early, mid 20s.
Now I see more. So my mom's got the Chromecast for the TV.
Yeah.
And when you're not actually watching anything, she has like a photo album going.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So like on her fucking like 84-inch goddamn TV is like a picture of me as a teen holding like a pizza up to my face with pimples and shit, and it's horrible.
Well, I mean, yeah, like that is an age where you're supposed to look goofy at those ages, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people reminisce about their mid-20s year old self. Like, oh, if I could only look like that again. Or like I go back and I look at some of those photos of me back in my 20s. I'm like, that is a goofy looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like that dude is like I maybe had one really good year.
Sure.
But like other than that, I was like, he's like I don't want like
2018.
I look way better now.
Like,
what
a year.
2018, what a year. But like I feel distinguished. Like I look distinguished. I feel like I'm at a level where, I'm very confident with my face. I was like, I'm actually really digging the bald head.
Dude, the bald's way to go.
The bald's way to go. But I'll tell you what, man, it is a pain in the ass to keep it up.
It sucks.
That's why I wear the hat every 2 days.
Oh, I can't do it. So I'm a once a week man.
You're a once a week guy.
And by that end of the week, like I'm rough.
Yeah.
So
like I
Yeah. We had kids at 22. So like right now I'm at my peak.
I feel like I do great. Honestly, like I'm gonna look fucking gorgeous in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of like
you get a vibe,
a little bit of like a little bit of gray in the beard.
I'm thinking about doing the suit.
You think about suit? Wait, a suit?
Yeah. So well, let's not get carried away.
Okay.
But like, you go through phases. Like
oh yeah.
Yeah. Like in my early 20s, I went through a cabbie hat phase. And like you do weird things. You try to figure it out.
Can I tell you something?
What's that?
I feel like I'm on the verge of my cabbie hat phase. I bought a cabbie hat for like a costume. We were doing like this costume event like 2 years ago. I bought it. I was like, you know what? I could rock
Could
this.
dig it,
You
right?
know?
You get ideas.
Yeah, you get ideas.
You get ideas, and then you will realize that when you go through the like that's a look that has like a limitation.
Sure.
Like you
Yes.
can only fit so many things
Yeah.
with a cabbie hat.
Yeah.
So to make it like an everyday thing is like it's
It's like
rough.
a winter season
Sure, a seasonal
look,
thing.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. With layers. You got to have a nice jacket to go
Mm.
along with it. You
Mhm.
know, it's an accessory to an outfit.
That's
It's
right.
not the outfit.
It is not the it
Yeah.
shouldn't be the focal point.
Yeah. So, what is your suit phase that you have coming
So I
up?
was thinking about it. I was like, right now, so right now,
Hmm.
I'm very much tracksuit dad mode.
Okay.
Like
Okay. I see that.
I when I go to the thrift store, I'm checking the athletic pants section. Like I want to be comfortable.
Yeah. You.
That's where I want to be. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want my
Yeah.
New
Yeah.
Balances.
Hmm.
I want my Adidas track pants
You are dad
and
mode.
oh, 100%.
Hardcore dad mode.
Right, but you know, when the kids get a little bit older,
Hmm.
you know, I'm gonna grow out of that. So I feel like I've already been through the Hawaiian shirt phase,
Ooh.
and
Okay.
now I'm in the track pants phase.
Hmm.
So I think next, when I'm going from extreme comfort,
Hmm.
I'm going to extreme style. So I think
Okay.
I might get into wacky suits.
Wacky
Yeah,
suits.
like tie-dye suits, or like, you know, something Seth Rollins would wear, you know?
You're you're gonna be that dad
Track dad. Yeah,
that
exactly.
all of your kids' friends talk about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like growing up, we had the one friend who had like the dad that
Yeah.
we always riffed on.
Mhm.
You're gonna be that dad.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
And willingly and happily.
Hey, as long as you're happy about it, it's all that matters. I
I mean,
do.
nothing else does, so, like, what the fuck?
I I went through a phase a few years back where I became too much golf dad,
Oh,
you
the
know?
polo vibe?
Like the polo vibe, but it
Mm.
was somewhere between golf dad and Under Armour dad.
Ooh, see, I could get into Under Armour dad. I
See,
could get there. See, I'm, like, sleeveless dad now too, you know,
I'm
like
very much just sleeveless midlife skater punk. Like that
see,
is
yeah.
like horror is my vibe,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna live in this for as long as I can.
Sure,
Like, I
yeah.
see a lot of, like, older dudes in, like, the horror and, like, punk rock community that are, like,
Mhm.
still rocking it, and I'm like, "They look distinguished enough." I could be that.
I saw a video on the TikTok the other
Mhm.
day, and it was a person who was filming the crowd at a Blink-182 concert, and it was depressing
What like, why? Because it was all people our age
and older,
and older?
like, no kids, and
I
it's
mean,
like they were the kid punk band,
dude,
like, that was what the kids were into.
it's been almost 30 years.
I know.
It's
That's how old we
okay.
are.
I am comfortable and okay now with being like, "Yeah, that was 30 years ago."
I'm happy for you.
I've
That that you're there. I'm not there. Not there yet.
I've learned to accept it,
But that's great. That's wonderful.
because
Th
what else am I
please
gonna do?
please tell me how.
You just give up.
Okay.
That's basically like like that's part of the trick of getting older.
Mhm.
It's just giving up. Like not worrying about it.
Well, it's not giving up per se.
Right, right.
It's here's the thing. As millennials, we were lied to.
Oh, fuck yeah, we were.
We were told we could change the world just by doing our jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And come to find out, the only thing that doing your jobs get is a paycheck.
Yeah. And sometimes not
And
even a good one.
and that fuck
Not
you.
even a good one sometimes, you know? Sometimes they're like, "Hey, if you work hard, you'll make the money." Well, I'm making money. That's true.
I have $7.57 in my bank account till Friday. We're doing fucking awesome. Like, but the idea was you could
Edmo State turns 25 this year. Yeah.
Bergman.
I think Cheshire Cat is maybe 30 at this point.
That hurts.
Cheshire Cat came out in 1995. So
Next
got
year.
one more year.
Yeah. But anyway, it's when you get older and you realize, Jesus Christ, fella, that you're not going to change the world just by doing your job.
Right.
You tend to realize, at least I have, and I've talked about this with the wife as well. The more you know nothing.
Yeah.
The more you know nothing. And it's I find that as comforting, because the realization that I know nothing is the realization that my parents knew nothing, and the realization that their parents even knew more of nothing, and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just like, I'm doing great then. Because like I know the most out of everybody. And like when my kids get older, I fucking don't understand Fortnite. And the kids know more than me already.
Yeah.
And that is such a huge weight off my shoulders of now I get to be the idiot. And that's okay. Like I'm expected to be.
Sure. And
you know what? That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't know a lot about Fortnite.
It's true.
It's not that important. I stopped playing Fortnite.
You should jump back on it. Blakely says, go to EDM show if you want to see the kids. And now the weird techno kids.
Wait, now who's the weird techno?
Yeah. That's
what
true.
is like, are the EDM crowds very mixed? Like older, younger?
So
somewhere in between?
Yes. And the thing is, like, you have your subgenres.
Right.
Right.
Like, can we talk about subgenres? Like,
we can get fucking deep into the subgenres.
I don't understand the whole subgenre mentality.
What do you mean?
Just like, I feel like every 3 months I have to ask Christy, like, okay, so you have like emo and then post-hardcore and then scene and then like the X, Y, and Z, and then there's this and then there's that, which is like a combination of these two, and then there's like noisecore and mathcore and, you know, core. And I'm like, it's music. It's music. It fits into one bucket, and for me, that's it.
The thing people need to realize is that music is art. Art is subjective. Being subjective is bullshit.
Yes.
So art is bullshit.
Yep. Art is bullshit by tacos.
There you go.
Yep.
With EDM, it's a little different because like there's such a variety.
Sure.
Because the EDM is just electronic dance music.
Oh yeah.
So like you've got everything from your house to your dubstep to your wubs, if you will. Our daughter, so we have a speaker, you know, we're a speaker in the shower family here.
Okay.
And the daughter who is fucking stinking to high heaven because she is a teen, and just like she got home from school and we're like, Jesus Christ, could you get into the shower? And we're like, do you want to listen to music? And she's like, sure. And we're like, what do you like? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean?
What?
You're a teen. You're supposed to know.
How old is she?
13.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Like, my favorite band was Matchbox 20 at 13. They hadn't come out with their fucking shitty second album yet. So
13 was a weird year for understanding what kind of music you liked.
13 was 9/11. It was a weird year.
Never forget. Never forget. Well, like, I just remember being 13 and, you know, I knew some of the music I liked. Like Blink-182, I will say, was my first ever favorite band. There were a lot of bands that I liked that I was like, oh, like, do I actually like Lifehouse, or is this just like
Or are
a
you just hanging by a
single that
moment?
Hmm?
Said, or are you just hanging by a moment?
Or
Like,
am I
what's
just
going on?
hanging by a moment? Which turns out I was. Like,
So are they.
I remember in middle school going through a lot of musical phases,
Mhm.
which I think is very common because, like, you really
Sure.
don't know what your interests are. So, like, you hear a song and you're like, "I like that band," and then you listen to the full album after you bought it, and you're like, "This band sucks."
It's they got one.
The amount of times I have purchased or were gifted albums because I liked a song, and
Mhm.
then that album and that band just absolutely sucked.
Mhm.
Like, that was basically a 2-year period for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then, like, everybody was buying me, like, soundtracks, like, I had, you know, the Spider-Man soundtrack, the Scorpion King soundtrack. I'm like, there's, like, 2 songs on each of these
Yeah,
CDs.
Blake K was a huge Blink fan, so
I liked Blink-182 up to a certain point, and I'll leave it at that. Bergman, there are 25 base subgenres of dance music on Wiki with, like, 10 to 15 per subgenre. It's
there you have
too
it.
much. It's too much.
It's too much.
But yeah, I feel like the early teens is very much a trial and error for
It's a
music.
trial and so we're like, "What do you mean you don't know what you like?" And she's like, "I don't know." And then Blakely was like, "Let me think about it." "Okay, I know what you want." And she goes, "You do?" She goes, "Yeah. We're gonna play some happy hardcore for you."
Some happy hardcore?
Happy hardcore.
Is
And
this a
that is
subgenre or a
it
band?
is a subgenre
Is a
of
subgenre
EDM
of
music,
EDM music.
which combines, like, heavy bass and, like, cutesy, music. And she fucking loved it.
Hey, there
So,
you go.
yep.
God, I just spilled beer all over my
Oh,
desk.
good lord. EDM
I
can
don't
be a
know.
lot. That is an understatement.
Mhm.
It can be too much. Very much so.
Well, I feel like a lot of music can be like that,
Sure.
you
Like,
know?
listen, some people like Nirvana.
Yes.
Some people don't wanna listen to screechy guitars.
You know?
And then there's people like me who love Jimi Hendrix
Mhm.
because the screech of the guitar is the music.
Is the music.
Like, it's part of the expression.
Yes.
And some people are like, "I can't hear Jimmy."
Well, they can listen.
They can listen to
They
Jimmy.
can't hear him.
They can't hear Jimmy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And honestly, I find that I'm still trialing and erroring. Trialing
mm,
and erroring. I feel
mm,
like I'm still going through trial and error with a lot of
mm.
my musical preferences.
Right,
And
right.
I feel like a lot of it is like as you get older, the fun of getting older is your tastes expand.
Maybe.
Well, maybe.
I psh I know a lot of old people whose tastes haven't expanded fucking at all.
Well, I mean, that's
So
jazz is just classical noisecore. Let's be real. It's just screeching instruments playing at random intervals.
jazz is the thing of where, like, a bunch of really talented people go into a room and everyone gets really high and everyone's got a really great idea
Right.
and someone's like key of C flat and they just play their good idea all
Right.
at the same time.
Yeah. Blakey says, "Oh, I do love some upbeat jazz."
Yeah. Yeah,
I like
yeah.
some
I
slow
mean, jazz is wonderful.
jazz is great.
It's wonderful
Like, I like
for
some
like a
slow, quiet,
good hour and a half. After
you
that,
know,
like let's
some smooth
do
jazz,
something else.
you
Let's
know,
change up a little bit.
a little dancing to it,
Yeah, let's get a chorus in
get
there.
a little
Let's
groovy, get a little sexy, some sexy jazz.
yeah, some crowd work.
Yeah, so are we doing sexy crowd work
So
jazz?
it's sexy jazz crowd work.
Um, but no, I do feel like as I've gotten older, there have been a lot of bands and artists and just musical genres that I've opened myself up to a little bit more.
Mm.
Mainly because I got rid of that element of just being such a fucking dickhead of like the music that I like is cool and different and contrary to what everything you like. Like, don't be that person. That person's an
Who are
asshole.
you trying to
Yeah,
impress?
who like you're trying to impress yourself because you like, the 8th track off of the album of this random band that has one hit and it's not the song you like.
I love the person whose favorite song is like of the demo track of the band's first demo.
Right.
That's not a real song in any of their albums, and I can guarantee you that band hates that song.
That band hates that song.
They hate that song because if they didn't, they
Yeah.
would have re-recorded it and put it on an album that actually made money.
I think I think the moment that whole aspect clicked with me was I was having a conversation with my brother. Fuck, I forget what the topic was about. But I was being that sort of asshole
Mhm.
where I had expressed like, "Oh, I like this super specific thing." And he was like, "Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. Nobody likes that." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, fine. That's true."
That's like someone who's just like, "You know what I really like? Bands that play the theremin." And it's like, eat a dick. Like, nobody likes that. Like, nobody likes that. 0 people like music from a theremin.
Yeah. Like maybe if you're like hosting a haunted house,
Possibly.
possibly, and you're trying to like replicate that old like ghost that like, the
Sure. It's like if somebody walked out on stage now with a keytar. You're like, "Come on."
well, hang on. Me, if I'm
Mhm.
sitting in that crowd, my response would be, "Wait, let's see where this goes."
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, I could be won over by a guitar.
It would have to be like it would have to be, like, really important. It would have to be like Geddy Lee on the keytar doing, like, the intro to Subdivisions.
Who is the most favorite guitar player?
The guy from Wham.
Herbie Hancock. There you go. The guy from Wham. Which one? The front or the back? Oh wow, that was a shot. Like
What? I'm like, Christmas is coming, but shit. Fuck me.
that one just rolled right off
I
the
know,
tongue.
that's it.
I'm even surprised by that one.
We're in Wham's, like, famous, like, favorite fiscal season. They're like, once Christmas comes, like, we got that one song and
Like
we're
Dub and Mariah
fucking
Carey.
that and Mariah Carey, I guarantee, like, every year makes $30 million
$30 million
on
just on that
one
song alone.
fucking song. And
Yeah.
the fact that more people have not done a Christmas song,
What are they doing?
like, Taylor Swift's on it. She's got a whole fucking album. Plays every year. She makes a fucking $1 million.
Let's see. The Mariah Carey Christmas album came out 30 years ago. 30. You're telling me not one artist? Who do you got? You got Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
You got Michael Bubble.
Yep, he's done good.
Is there anybody else?
The Darkness has that song.
No, they don't. No, nobody knows The Darkness.
The
anymore.
Darkness has a Christmas song.
Yeah, but nobody knows it.
Dude, it was playing in a Chinese restaurant on Christmas Day.
Well, I don't know what else to say other than nobody knows that song. Like you
It's
got
on my
Wham.
playlist.
Listen, you got
Wham.
Wham's Last
Yep.
Christmas. You got Mariah Carey's.
Yep.
I
That fucking dude that beat his kids.
Which one? Michael Bublé? Did Michael Bublé beat his kid? What? That would be shocking.
Let's start that rumor.
That
Bing
Michael
Crosby.
Bublé's a real asshole.
Bing Crosby.
Bing the fucking Bing Crosby. Like I'm thinking it's some guy within the last 10 years. No, Bing fucking
No,
Crosby.
he's the guy that beat his kids. Let's see. Bergman
Bing
says
Crosby's not relevant anymore.
he is this time of year. One of the advantages of taste is that is that's your age you feel the most comfortable in your taste and you stop caring about others' opinions.
Facts.
It's also shout out Watermelon Man by Herbie Hancock.
Okay.
Bergman's a man. He knew all the show tunes.
He does.
He knows Herbie Hancock. Like,
what are the best Christmas songs? Because we're gonna have to fucking hear all of those in like a week.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed Halloween is over. I'm so pissed.
Halloween was like, well, we didn't even talk about it. So like,
we haven't talked about.
Let's get into our Halloween.
Let's talk about Halloween.
Yeah, let's hear about Halloween. How'd you do?
We not as good as last year.
Okay.
We had less trick-or-treaters than we thought we would.
Interesting.
Last year we had a good run.
Sure.
We gave out all of our candy.
Okay.
All of our Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah, you went with the Pokemon cards. The kids got some of this year.
Okay.
So.
We since last year, because this is the second year that we've really been able to hand out candy.
Mm-hmm.
Because we Christy and I tried handing out candy the first year we lived together, which I think we had 3 kids come by.
You were in an apartment.
We were in a weird area, and it didn't really have a lot of foot traffic, so that didn't work. And then like every year after that, we had been traveling, we had been out of town, or just weren't able to do it. So we passed out candy last year, had a ton of kids come through. It was great. And we always buy like 2 packs of the Halloween Pokemon cards. And we make little treat bags. So you get like a set of Pokemon cards and then like 4 or 5 little, mini candy.
Look at you guys.
Yeah, So we put together, God, I want to say like 80 little treat bags.
Mm-hmm.
We still had maybe 30 left.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
We had a really good run. I want to say maybe like an hour into when we started handing out candy.
Sure. Yeah.
And then it just bottomed out. Like we had about 2 hours worth of trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially with like the daylight and all that stuff. Like it becomes tricky.
Yeah.
We had our neighborhood is like the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know that, like moving in, and you never do, right? And so we had prepared. We had gotten one of the bags of candy that's like 290 pieces of candy, and so we're like, okay, that's it's almost 300. And then my mom came over because she wanted to see the kids and all that kind of stuff, and she brought over a bag of candy too.
Oh,
that was like 120 pieces or some shit like that. So we had a fuckload of candy, and we set up the folding table at the end of the driveway because this was going to be the first year where we didn't have shit going on for Halloween, and we were stoked. We were like, we're always busy as fuck, we can never actually decorate, we can't do anything, and we were super stoked, like, oh, this is gonna be a great and then fucking hurricane hits and fucks all that up. So like day of Halloween, like we got the folding table at the end of the driveway. I'm grabbing like some of the rave lights and putting them on the house. So like we got something going on.
Yeah, like an hour before the trick-or-treaters started coming by, I decked out the outside of the house.
Right. And so we're trying, we're doing our best. And Blakely and my mom take the kids and they start walking around, and I'm just sitting at the table and I'm handing out candy. And I'm like, I'm going to be smart motherfucker this year because I know these asshole kids. Like, there's going to be a ton of them. So, like, I'm doing one piece. I'm doing one piece.
I was going to say, did you start off strong and then ease back, or did you ease into it?
So I said, I'm going to start off with one piece because if, push comes to shove, like, by the end of the night, they can get handfuls and I don't give a shit. Like, we can just get rid of the stuff. And I was kind of surprised. Started about 6 o'clock ish. RuPaul has 3 Christmas albums, folks.
Bergman with the facts. You love to see it.
He's the third man.
He is the third man.
He's dropping the leg on Savage. Like, that's what's happening.
That's great.
Um, so we're starting off and doing one piece each, and I
Mhm.
was kind of surprised, like from like 6 to like 7:30 ish, we got a good amount of kids. Like
Yeah.
we probably I had to like refill the bowl like one or two times, and it was like okay, but it wasn't how it had been,
Right, right.
previously. So I was like, oh man, maybe the hurricane like it's deterring people. Like
Mhm.
who the fuck knows what's going on? Come 8 o'clock, the streets are flooded.
Oh, really?
And people are on four-wheelers,
Oh,
they're on
wow.
golf carts, they're doing their little electric e-bikes.
Hmm.
There's this kid dressed as Joe Dirt on an e-bike going down, and I'm just like,
Wait,
I
wait,
don't
wait.
know.
Was he dressed as Joe Dirt, or was that just him?
I don't know.
Because in Florida,
And I live
it's
in
like a
Polk County,
50/50
so,
shot.
like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, it could
Right, right.
whatever way the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
Um, so, like, we get down to it, and we cleared out, and I'm
Really?
doing the math, I'm like, "We had over 400 trick-or-treaters."
Holy shit.
In our neighborhood, and I'm just like, "God damn,
Wow.
this is Halloween, folks. This is how
Like
you do it."
we live in a packed neighborhood, and we had a
Mm,
lot of kids come through last year. So I was
mhm,
very surprised that we didn't,
mhm.
sell out of candy this year.
I mean, yeah, 80 bags is I mean, in my
Oh,
neighborhood,
wow.
it wouldn't have lasted an hour. So, like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, I don't know if it was just kids not doing it, nobody giving a shit.
what was the best costume you saw?
I don't know if there was necessarily a best costume. I will say the best trick or treater, though.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, one of the things that Christy and I did was we actually dressed up for the trick or treaters.
Mhm,
So I got into costume, she got into costume. The first two kids that came to the door, I opened it up and I had like the Jason mask that I had made,
mhm.
like a little get up, and Christy was like standing behind me and like her get up, and one of the kids was fucking terrified.
I
Like
think
we
most.
like, and this was the thing. Like we opened the door and like a lot of kids would see us and they would be like, "Oh fuck! Like what the hell?"
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, is this not a thing that like adults do anymore for trick or treating? Like they don't get into it.
Well, me and the missus do, of course,
Yeah, yeah,
but
of
we're
course.
also at a table at the end of the driveway, so, like,
Okay.
you can see us coming
Yeah,
kinda thing,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and I was dressed as Robin Hood,
yeah.
from Disney.
Did people actually know you were Robin Hood?
Well, I got a lot of Peter Pan
I
'cause of
Yeah, that's
that,
what you said last week.
and the thing was, this one teen
Mhm.
girl
Yeah.
comes up to me, and she goes, "Who are you supposed to be?" And I'm like, "Excuse me?
Very accusatory.
What the fuck?"
Yeah,
And I'm just like, "I'm Robin Hood."
yeah.
And she goes like, "The Robin Hood? Like Disney Robin Hood? Like Fox Robin Hood?" I'm like, "Do you see the ears?" And I go, "And I got a tail." She goes, "You got a tail?" And so I flash her my tail.
Ooh, hey,
I mean, it was legal.
it was legal.
Um, and then she goes, "Respect," and she fist bumps me.
Okay.
And I'm like, "I don't know what just happened,
Yeah.
but like, cool."
Well, I remember growing up and trick or treating, and a lot of houses that we would go to, the people handing out candy would be in costume, or they
Mm.
would like try to scare the trick or treaters, which I always
Well,
thought was fun.
the makeshift haunted house.
Yeah, yeah. So like we
Mhm.
kind of got into that spirit, and a lot of kids were just confused.
Mm.
I'm like, is this a lost thing with the younger generation?
Yes. It is
Upset.
because I feel like yes, because, like, people are afraid of lawsuits, and
I mean, fair.
like, gone is the day of where you would go up to a house, and there would be, like, a bench with, like, a bowl
Yeah.
on it, and it would say, "Take one," but there was really, like, a dude under the bench who would fucking
Oh yeah.
scare the shit out of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that anymore because like, somebody will choke or, like, fall down your steps, and you get sued, and,
Or
like, who the
stab
fuck?
you by accident.
Stab you, like, and I mean, this is conceal and carry state, so, like, you'll get shot.
So was ours.
Fucking A.
Yeah, it's not great. Um, But out of all of the kids that came by, I can't say that there was necessarily one best costume, but
Mhm.
we did have one best trick-or-treater,
Oh, okay.
and it was this little girl. Couldn't have been more than 3 years old.
Mhm.
Had to have been, like, her first time trick-or-treating. And it was like this is the weird thing. The later it got,
Mhm.
the younger the trick-or-treaters got,
Oh, okay,
which
interesting.
was strange.
Mhm.
So and it was, like, the last round of, like, trick-or-treaters that were coming by, so, we get to knock on the door, we go over, like, I'm in full Jason mask, and Chrissy's in her full getup, and I was trying to be considerate of some of the younger kids that were coming by and,
Sure.
like, not scare them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, like, when I see her, I pulled up the Jason mask and I was like, "Oh," we were both like, "Oh, trick or treat," and then, handed her the candy, and then, like, there was, like, a little bit of an exchange, and she saw, like, "Oh, there's cards in there. Oh, there's candy in there," and then she, like, turned around and just started giggling, and it was just, like, the happiest kid in the world, and I was like, "That is the sweetest thing,"
Mm.
and she
Yeah.
was, like, dressed as Cinderella.
Okay.
I'm like, "This is just adorable."
Yeah, you had a
Like
heartwarming moment.
a heartwarming moment. I was like,
Nice.
"That made it all worth it." Like, we still
Mm,
got a lot of candy that I'm about
mhm.
to get fat on
Totally.
over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
like,
stolen a lot
that
of my
was worth
kids,
it."
so,
Yeah, yeah, and I just spent a lot of money on candy. Remember last week when I was like, "I haven't bought candy yet?"
Uh-huh.
And I bought candy that morning, and I bought way too much
Of
candy.
course, of
I
course.
was like, "Oh, we'll go through all of this." Like, of
Right,
course.
yeah.
And then, I got a
There you
lot of
are.
quicks. Here I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah, it was, uh, the I think for me, there's a couple highlights for the trick-or-treaters.
Yeah.
One was it was 6 teens,
Mhm.
guy and girl couple, 3 couples
Yeah.
together, and they all did a theme
Sure.
to where the guys were convicts and the women were police officers.
Okay.
And I'm like, "This is rad and funny, and you guys nailed it." So, like, kudos to you. And then the other thing was there were a lot of kids who kids is a loose there was a lot of teenagers
Sure.
out trick or treating,
Oh, we got some teenagers.
and, you know, part of me
Mhm.
was like the crotchety old man
Okay.
of like, "Oh, man, you guys you're out here just looking for some free candy," like,
Yeah.
as teenagers. And then there was another part of me that was like, "No, like, these kids are out here having fun,
Fun.
not getting into trouble,
Yeah.
and enjoying being kids, and that's awesome."
Christy really put that into perspective for me
Mhm.
because her thing was always, "Hey, if you're gonna give away free candy, I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter what age I'm at." So she was always a proponent of like, yeah, like if you're a teenager in high school, yeah, go trick or treating
Mhm.
because who knows? The alternative could be doing drugs in a basement.
Yeah. Doing smack in
So
the bathroom.
yeah. Blakey says, great encounter with some super excited teens. Revan had a great costume.
Oh, no, Raven
Oh,
had a great
Raven.
yeah.
Oh,
So
Raven.
she found a girl who's dressed as Raven and said,
Oh,
"Oh, awesome Raven costume," and she goes, "You are the first person that knows what I am," and
that's
it made her night.
hey, you know what? That's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
It's a great thing. However, I will say this about like the older kids trick or treating. So we had like a lot of groups coming through.
Mhm.
And there were definitely more older kids.
Mhm.
So I'll probably say like there were a lot of teens, you know. But there was this one group that came by. They came up and we handed them all bags, and then there were a lot of people that kind of like hung back,
Mhm.
because like they're chaperoning, whatever the case might
Sure.
be.
Yeah.
So there was this group that came through. We handed them the bags, and one of the kids was like, "Oh, there's Pokemon cards in here. That's awesome!" Like they walk away, we close the door. Not 5 seconds later, we hear a knock, knock, knock. We open up the door, and it was like the dude that was hanging back
Of course.
with that group, full beard, little grocery bag. He's just like
Trick or treat.
wearing a black sweatshirt. He's just like trick or treat. I'm like,
who are you supposed to be?
all right, man. Hey, you know what? Here you go. Here, we're not going to ruin your night.
Yeah, that's fine.
Blakely says I love teens. They're the anti-authority.
I mean, they really are.
They really are. Yeah.
I will say that the only thing that pissed me off
Mm-hmm.
as somebody who's giving out candy, right,
Mm-hmm.
were the parents of the kids who were taking the little ones around in a wagon.
Okay.
Okay. And I had this one woman come up with her kid, and it was the most irritating thing on the face of the planet because they took the kid out trick-or-treating, put them in a wagon, and gave them an iPad.
Oh.
And the kid couldn't put the iPad down to trick or treat. And I'm like, what are you doing?
No.
I was so irritated because like the kid didn't care.
Yeah.
Fucking watching Bluey or some shit.
Yeah.
On the iPad, and the parents are walking around saying trick or treat. And I'm just like, you're not even giving your kid the experience. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Take the fucking thing away.
Like if your goal is for your kid to be on the tablet all night, stay home. I'm sorry, the Bergman. What?
Someone brought a live goat to my sister's house. It is Oswego County.
That is Oswego County.
It is Oswego
County. But
agriculture.
The most important question that I have to that was the goat dressed up,
and did she get Tom Brady's autograph?
And did, sir? Tom Brady, the GOAT. He might be great at football, but he's not great at being a husband. Ayo!
Knock that one out of it.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit to throw at quarterbacks. Fucking tagged Brett Favre last night.
He's screaming into the void.
Motherfucker deleted his tweet. Bergman says no. Goat was generic brown goat as part of like a farmer family. Okay. So the goat was an accessory.
Okay. Yeah. And Halloween is all about the accessories. My son specifically went as Link from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Because he wanted a sword and shield.
He just wanted the sword and shield?
Just wanted the sword and shield. Didn't want to wait for Christmas.
Wait, that was a potential Christmas gift that he was like...
I mean, if he had asked for it, sure. But if it's just like...
That's kind of smart. Because there was some cool shit you can get for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, there was a lot of stuff at Spirit.
Did you go to the clearance?
No, I missed the clearance.
Oh, I didn't.
No? Did you get some good shit?
I got myself a Twilight Zone
Did you get the mug?
fleece blanket.
Oh, the fleece blanket.
I already got the mug like opening day.
You did, yeah.
But I went back for clearance for the fleece blanket.
See, you know what I really and like I might check their website because I want to say last year when I shopped online, like they still had it open for a little bit. But so Christy and I went as like Freddie and Jason, for the friend party, and like I picked her up the deluxe.
Oh, the deluxe clubs,
Club, which I actually got to fix because apparently I degloved the glove. Because I borrowed it at one point and I was wearing it, and then when I went to take it off, like the claws came off, but the glove stayed on my hand. She's like, "You broke it." I was like, "No, it's not my fault."
To be fair, also on clearance, we bought my son a pair of skeleton gloves.
Yeah,
they broke on the way home.
Yeah,
like fucking Spirit Halloween.
But like since I modded the Jason mask that I got hanging up on the computer now. I was like, I'm gonna mod this.
Sure.
Do some paint jobs on it, make it look good, hang it up. And I'm like, fuck, like
you're getting into a thing.
Am I getting into a thing? Do I have a thing now?
You're getting into the equivalent of guys who get into building model cars.
No, that is not.
But you're doing it as horror memorabilia. You're not as bad as the people who take like photography of action figures and poses, but, like, you're almost there. You're
I'm
really
I'm
you're really
I'm I'm
close.
I'm kind of adjacent.
Yeah, exactly.
But
It's
I
an
also feel
adjacent.
like when I do stuff like this, I'm learning valuable skills, like
Mhm.
how to use tools and how to, like,
Oh, buy yourself a
engineer.
house that's a fixer-upper. You'll learn the fuck out of everything you ever need to know about tools.
The brother, we're about to hit that stride.
Are you going for the closet?
It's been almost a year.
I thought I was gonna do my kitchen in a month. It has not done in 2.5 years.
We started in February. We'll get there. We'll get there. You know what?
There's no rush,
There's no
There's
rush.
no
You know,
rush. You got a mortgage.
you can go at your own pace.
Sure, you can go your own way.
It's okay. Bruce Bergman saying, I can't wait to take my nephew solo. He's going to be Billy the puppet from Saw. So when I lose a foot, to diabetes, I can be Carrie Ells. Dude, Bergman.
That's planning ahead. You know, that's booking a couple years in the future,
I mean, you could
you
either
know?
be him from Saw or you could be Carrie Von Erich. It's your
E
choice.
either you know?
You know, I haven't watched that movie yet.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I just watched, so I realized this whole time I've had a Hulu subscription with my Disney Plus
Yeah,
that I've
like
never
you were
activated ever.
grandfathered into that
Yeah,
probably.
yeah,
Yeah,
and had no idea, and
yeah.
just recently found out because like, I had it on the Max 'cause they fucking did their gimmick or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you have Hulu." I'm like, "Oh, fuck me." And so I got on there and I started watching this documentary on the Macho Man.
Which one?
I don't know. I
Was it
I'm
like
like skimming through Hulu. I'm like, "Oh, Macho Man. Boom,
was it
let
the
me."
WWE Legends one?
I think so. Like Lanny Poffo's all over it, and I'm like, "He's
That was I think that was
he's
the
okay
Haney
for
one.
5 minutes. Lanny's
I
okay."
Lanny's yeah, like, I hated that documentary.
It's not great.
It's not great. I felt like they did him dirty,
Mm.
um,
Who, Lanny?
because Huh?
'Cause did Lanny dirty? Or
No, no, they
did
did
Mach?
Randy dirty.
Oh, they did Randy,
They
yeah.
did Randy dirty because, like, any sane person with an understanding of human behavior would watch that documentary and go like, "No, like, he had some issues with paranoia, he had
Oh,
some
yeah,
anxiety issues,
yeah.
he had some issues with loss."
Mhm.
Because everybody was like, "Oh, he was a super paranoid guy and always
Right.
afraid of, like, losing things." It's like, he wanted to be a baseball player.
Yeah.
That was his dream.
It was
And
taken from him.
and then when that was taken away from him and he found wrestling, he was gonna do everything in his power to not lose that,
Yeah.
to his own detriment. Like, I'm not saying everything he did was great, but,
When it was
like
the '80s, of course it wasn't,
but
so
also, like, maybe take some of that into perspective.
right, I mean, there's a
Eh
lot we know now that we didn't know back then
Yeah.
kinda
And,
thing,
like, there
and
were some burials in there that I think were unnecessary, but then also, like, the dude that was the fucking comedian they had on that
there
goes that
guests
was
on
like,
there
what?
there's some guests that they use for, like, talking I'm like, "Who the fuck
Who the
is this?"
fuck is this guy? Like,
Yeah.
there was the one guy, I think it was Dan Soder,
Yes,
in
yeah,
there,
yeah.
who was like, he died the way he died was, like, the most badass way you could go. I'm like, "He had a heart attack and crashed his car and died." Like, that's not something to glorify, you fucking
No, he
idiot.
didn't, like, run into the a burning building to save children.
Yeah, he
Like
wasn't Randy the Ram
right,
fucking jumping off the top rope and fading to black, like, he had
right.
a heart attack and crashed. Like,
Can we
that's
talk
fucked up.
is that, like, one of the worst endings to any movie?
Oh, The Wrestler?
The Wrestler.
That movie is so fucking depressing.
It's the fucking
It is
horrible movie.
so goddamn depressing.
Yeah. It's right up there with The Weatherman. Like,
I don't think I've seen The Weatherman.
do yourself a favor and never watch it.
Okay. I
Like,
mean,
like, Nick Cage is not trying at all. You got Michael Caine, who's
mhm.
like, "I can't believe they paid me this much money to do this." And because he's literally playing, like, a dad that does not talk to his kids.
Okay.
And it's like, he's got like 3 lines.
See, I always get a Family Man and the Weatherman confused. Because those are both Nick Cage movies, and they both came out relatively around the same time.
He was doing a lot that year.
The only thing I know is he calls somebody a dildo in one of them, and it was like the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in a movie.
I don't think that was the Weatherman.
And that was probably a Family Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he's going to get a prescription and somebody's like giving him shit and he just turns on and calls him a dildo. I'm like, that is the best line read in any movie that I've ever seen. I'm like, you never hear somebody call somebody else a dildo anywhere else.
That's true.
I'm gonna look that up real quick. Hang on.
There you go. Yeah, see what's there are some lines like that that are bigger than the movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Robin Williams in Death to Smoochie when he burns his balls.
Oh my God.
It's like, that's bigger than the movie.
The amount of times I say that day to day,
my balls.
Like anytime I get sack tapped by something or anytime like something falls in my lap, I sell it like that. Not even close. Oh, the Serenity. We don't know. I mean, like that's not even.
I haven't seen it.
You don't need to.
Okay, that's fine.
It's a movie you don't.
It's a lot I haven't seen. It's more I haven't seen than
movie.
I've seen.
That movie. That's what the Serenity with Matthew McConaughey is like. One of those movies that lies to you. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate being lied to. Especially when it's in a movie.
Oh, Wicker Man
trilogy. I mean,
if you were going to put on
that's great.
That's true. If you were going to put on a Nick Cage marathon with the top 4, you're going to put 4 flicks of Nick Cage, someone who's never seen Nick Cage before.
Okay.
You're picking 4 movies to show them the variety
spectrum,
the Cage verse.
Oof.
Like what are the 4 Cage films that you're putting on the table?
Okay.
And why is one of them not Ghost Rider?
Why is one of them not Ghost Rider? I mean, I don't. Bergman, don't make me choose.
Fucking A, right?
Right. Oh God. I mean, Ghost Rider. We don't even like that. I don't even think that's like necessary to even consider.
No, it's not.
If I'm looking at 4,
4,
I think I'm going with Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh,
because
okay.
I want to give the spectrum.
Oh, the spectrum. Okay.
Nick Cage. So I think
that's a sleeper choice. I like that.
I think you got to go with Leaving Las Vegas. You have to go with Face Off.
Right. Yeah.
Of like all of the 90s Nick Cage action movies, you have to go with Face Off.
Face Off, yep.
Over Con Air, over Snake Eyes, or 8mm, The Rock even. I don't know that I would go with Moonstruck. I would definitely go Long Legs.
Okay, I haven't seen it. So
dude, if you want to see like every bit of Nick Cage, Long Legs is where it's at. And like he's not necessarily in it a lot, but boy, anytime he's on screen,
you're like Jesus
fucking Christ. So there's those 3.
You got one more.
I'm kind of torn. I'm torn between 3.
Of course.
I'm torn between National Treasure, Kick-Ass, and Mandy. Oh, no. Wait. Bergman just got it. Raising Arizona.
That was going to be
I'm going to go with Raising Arizona, Long Legs. What else did I say? Leaving Las Vegas.
Okay.
What was the other one I said?
I mean, you said Kick-Ass.
No. Face Off.
Face Off, yeah.
Face Off, Raising Arizona, Leaving Las Vegas, and Long Legs. Those are the 4 that
those are your 4. Okay.
That is in my opinion the spectrum. I feel like Long Legs and Mandy could kind of like you could kind of switch those out. So I yes, Bergman put Pig. Pig, a movie about somebody killing Nick Cage's pig, and he goes on a revenge tour.
See, my 4 would have been Raising Arizona would have been on there.
Yeah.
I would have gone with adaptation because you get 2 Nick Cages for the price of 1.
You do? Yes, that's good.
I would have gone with National Treasure because god damn it.
Yeah.
And I also would have gone, and I know, like, I think you have to put Gone in 60 Seconds on there.
Gone in 60 Seconds is a clutch movie.
It's a clutch movie.
Like, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
That is a good heist movie. Like, when I
it's
think
a wonderful
heist movies,
yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, honorable mention, The Italian Job.
Well, he's not in The Italian Job.
He's not in that one?
No.
He's not the main character in The Italian Job?
That's Marky Mark.
Oh, that's right. I get my heist movies.
Don't speak ill of Pig. It's in my Letterboxd top 10. But Bergman, we got to be Letterboxd friends. Is there a way to do that?
What's a Letterboxd?
Letterboxd is the website where you can go and track all of the movies you've watched and review them to kind of get so that other people can see whether or not people actually like the movie.
Why have we not done this? Why is there not the brain wreck Letterboxd?
I mean, I have a Letterboxd.
I don't care about you. This is for us.
I mean, I can make one if you want to.
I think we should.
Yeah,
I think maybe we should start a Patreon.
For who?
I don't know. Because it would give us an outlet to like do like bonus content that like nobody wants.
Nobody wants our current content.
We'll be like the Little Rascals. You can pay as you exit. Like we'll do.
I mean, like we could start a Patreon.
We should.
And if anybody wants to subscribe, sure. Drop me an off screen. I'll add you. Okay.
See, we could add like on the Patreon and Patreon only, so you got to pay for it. We could bring in the cast of characters of the show. Like Bergman could do a movie review.
We can do that now. Like
yeah, but like we got a paywall.
Listen, our growth has stalled. Okay.
Well, that's because they changed the fucking algorithm.
Algorithm. YouTube, help
like,
a brother.
We
out.
Figured out the algorithm at the beginning of the year, and then they changed it on us.
But I love the idea of like, our growth is stalled. We're not quite at the point where we can make profit on this. So let's start putting things behind a paywall. Bergman says, I mean, my pitch for a fake election special would only fit on the Patreon.
Exactly. Right.
There's a lot of shit we have ideas for that would only fit.
Would only fit behind some paywalls. Behind the Fifth Dimension, we could put behind a paywall.
Behind the Fifth Dimension, we could and not get a copyright.
And not get a copyright strike.
Which I think we're actually good on right now.
Yeah, we figured that out. But
yeah.
But that I wanted to do a Twilight Zone show, and motherfuckers on YouTube were like, "Hey, you can't actually show the Twilight Zone." And I'm like, "Why?
Why not?
Like, it's 1 billion years old.
Yeah,
everyone's seen these.
Yeah,
and if you haven't, like, it's gonna be in the public domain in 30 years,
probably." We still got to do our public domain riff sessions. So we're gonna watch. We are at some point gonna watch public domain movies on this channel and do commentary tracks on them. Because like there are some bangers in the public domain right now.
Yeah,
like fucking Night of the Living Dead's in public domain.
That's wild.
Like a bunch of Vincent Price movies.
That Night of the Living Dead scared the shit out of me.
Really?
As a kid. Only because of that scene of that little girl coming back to life and killing her dad.
Oh yeah,
and I'm just like, that's fucked.
I bought that. I bought the Criterion Collection version of that like a year ago, and I've been wanting to watch it, but just haven't because there's been so many other movies that I want to watch.
All right.
Yeah. Oh wow, we're
it's late.
It is late. I gotta pee.
Yep.
I've drank 3 beers. I got a good buzz.
Look at that. Forgot about the world for a while, so like that was cool
for a minute, which was wonderful.
It was lovely. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for subscribing, which you should all do if you haven't done that.
You certainly should.
Follow us on social media, Brainwreck TV. Buy a T-shirt.
Yep, gotta do one of them.
TeePublic. So go do that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be here next week, right? What's today? Yeah, we'll be here. I got some things going on next week, but I'll be here.
Oh, you do?
I got people coming into town. Okay.
Debbie
does. Yo, word. That'll be a Patreon exclusive.
Patreon exclusive. Debbie Does Dallas in the public domain.
Oh my god, we should look up public domain porn.
That
and just
would be
smut commentary. Ooh, smut commentary.
That is something we should bring the girls in on.
I do know.
That would be a fun. Just for a different perspective.
I mean, I love the idea.
A different. I want to grow as a person, and I feel like I would grow on that show.
Okay. just pose the question. Okay, so why are we wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there we go.
Fuck me. On this week, that's been it. So
that's all.
Subscribe and all that other shit. But for this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.